Let's discuss the protists. Protist exhibits a wide range of morphologies, are widely distributed in nature, and represents a tremendous phylogenetic diversity. Indeed, protists represent much of the diversity found in the domain Eukarya. Diplomoniads, the key genera are Giardia. Diplomoniads, which characteristically contain two nuclei of equal size, also contain mitosomes, much reduced mitochondria, lacking ETC, utilizing proteins and enzymes of the citric acid cycles. They contain two nuclei of equal size. They also contain mitosomes. Mitosomes are reduced mitochondria which lack electron transport proteins and enzyme of the citric acid cycle. The diplomonad Giardia intestinalis, also known as Giardia lamblia, causes giardiasis, one of the most waterborne diarrheal disease. Euglenozoans. Key genera Trypanosoma euglenium. They are free-living or parasitic flagellated eukaryotes that includes the kinetoplastids and eugleniates. Kinetoplastids are a well-studied group of euglenozoans and are named for the presence of the kinetoplast, which is a mass of DNA present on their single mitochondria. Kinetoplastids live primarily in aquatic habitats where they feed on bacteria, but some species are parasitic in nature and are parasites of animals causing serious diseases in both humans and vertebrate animals. The cells of Trypanosoma, which is a genus infecting humans, are small, about 20 nanometer long and crescent shaped. Trypanosomes have a single flagellum that originates in a basal body and folds back laterally across the cell wall where it is enclosed by a flap of cytoplasmic membrane. Both the flagellum and the membrane participates in propelling the organism, making effective movement possible even in viscous liquids such as blood. Euglenids. They are another well-studied group of euglenozoans. They are non-pathogenic and phototrophic. They live exclusively in aquatic habitats and contain chloroplasts, which allows for phototropic growth. In darkness, however, cells of euglenia, a typical euglenid, can lose their chloroplast and exist as chemoorganotrophs. Many euglenids can also feed on bacterial cells via phagocytosis. Alveolates, key genera, Goniulax, Plasmodium, Paramecium. They are characterized by the presence of alveoli, cytoplasmic sacs located just under the cytoplasmic membrane. Alveoli is thought to help the cell maintain osmotic balance. Three phylogenetically distinct, although related, kinds of organisms make up the alveolates: the ciliates, the dinoflagellates, and the epicomplexans. Ciliates use cilia for motility. Dinoflagellates are motile by means of a flagellum, and epicomplexans are animal parasites. Ciliates. Ciliates possesses cilia at some stage of their life cycle. Cilia are structures that function in motility and may cover the cell or form tufts or rows depending on the species. Probably the best known and most widely distributed ciliates are those of the genus Paramecium. Like many other ciliates, Paramecium uses cilia not only for motility but also to obtain food by ingesting particulate materials such as bacterial cells through a distinctive funnel shaped oral groove. Cilia that lines the oral groove move material down the groove to the cell mouth. There, it is enclosed in a vacuole by phagocytosis. The digestive enzymes are secreted into the vacuoles and they break down the material as source of nutrients. Ciliates are unique among protists as they have two kinds of nuclei, micronuclei and macronuclei. Genes in the macronucleus regulate basic cellular functions such as growth and feeding, whereas those of the micronucleus are involved in sexual reproduction, which occurs through a partial fusion of two paramecium cells and exchange of micronuclei. euglenozoans. Key genera Trypanosoma euglenia. They are free-living or parasitic flagellated eukaryotes that includes the kinetoplastids and euglenites. Kinetoplastids are a well-studied group of euglenozoans and are named for the presence of the kinetoplast, which is a mass of DNA present on their single mitochondria. Kinetoplastids live primarily in aquatic habitats where they feed on bacteria, but some species are parasitic of in nature and are parasites of animals causing serious diseases in both humans and vertebrate animals. The cells of Trypanosoma, which is a genus infecting humans, are small, about 20 nanometer long and crescent shaped. Trypanosomes have a single flagellum that originates in a basal body and folds back laterally across the cell wall where it is enclosed by a flap of cytoplasmic membrane. Both the flagellum and the membrane participates in propelling the organism, making effective movement possible even in viscous liquids such as blood. Diversity and physiology of methanogens. Methanogens show a variety of morphologies. Their taxonomy is based on both phenotypic and phylogenetic analysis, with several taxonomic orders being recognized. They show a diversity of cell wall chemistries, which includes the pseudomorine walls of Methanobacterium species and their relatives. We can see the diversity in walls composed of methanochondroitin in Methanosarcina and their relatives. The protein or glycoprotein walls of Methanocaldococcus and Methanoplanus species, and the S layer walls of Methanospirillum. Chondroitin is basically a connective tissue polymer which is found in vertebrate animals, and therefore methanochondroitin are so named because of these structural cell wall chemistries. Physiologically, methanogens are obligate anaerobes and strict anoxic techniques are necessary to culture them. They cannot grow in environment containing oxygen. Therefore, in order to grow them, the environment has to have nearly 0% oxygen. Most methanogens are mesophilic and non-halophilic. Although extremophilic species growing optimally at very high or very low temperatures, at very high salt concentrations, or at extremes of pH have been described. Three classes of compounds that make up the list of methanogenic substrates are CO2 type substrates, which includes the carbon dioxide itself, methylated substrates, which includes the methanol CH3OH, and cleavage acid, the process in which cleavage of acetate to CO2 plus CH4 is done. The CO2 type substrate includes the CO2, which is reduced to CH4 using hydrogen as the electron donor. The other substrates of this type includes formate, which is CO2 plus H2 in combined form, and CO, carbon monoxide. The methylated substrates, which includes methanol, CH3OH, can be reduced using an external electron donor such as hydrogen, or alternatively, in the absence of hydrogen, some CH3OH or methanol can be oxidized to CO2 to generate the electrons needed to reduce other molecules of CH3OH to CH4. The final methanogenic process is the cleavage of acetate to CO2 plus CH4. Only a few methanogens are acetotropic, although acetate is a major source of methane in nature. Ciliates. Ciliates possesses cilia at some stage of their life cycle. Cilia are structures that function in motility and may cover the cell or form tufts or rows depending on the species. Probably the best known and most widely distributed ciliates are those of the genus Paramecium. Like many other ciliates, Paramecium uses cilia not only for motility but also to obtain food by ingesting particulate materials such as bacterial cells through a distinctive funnel-shaped oral groove. Cilia that lines the oral groove move material down the groove to the cell mouth. There, it is enclosed in a vacuole by phagocytosis. The digestive enzymes are secreted into the vacuoles and they break down the material as source of nutrients. Ciliates are unique among protists as they have two kinds of nuclei, micronuclei and macronuclei. Genes in the macronucleus regulate basic cellular functions such as growth and feeding, whereas those of the micronucleus are involved in sexual reproduction, which occurs through a partial fusion of two paramecium cells and exchange of micronuclei. Ascomycetes. The key genera include Saccharomyces, Canidia, Neurospora, large and highly diverse group of fungi ranging from primarily single-cell species such as the baker's yeast, Saccharomyces, to species that grow as filaments such as bread mold, Neurospora crassa. The group Ascomycetes species, of which are found dinoflagellates are a diverse group of marine and freshwater phototrophs. Flagella encircling the cell impart spinning movement that gives dinoflagellates their name. Dinos in Greek stands for whirling. Dinoflagellates have two flagella of different lengths and with different points of insertion into the cell, transverse and longitudinal. The transverse flagellum is attached laterally, whereas the longitudinal flagellum originates from the lateral grooves of the cell and extend lengthwise. Some dinoflagellates are free-living, whereas others live a symbiotic existence with animals that make up coral reefs. They obtain shelter and protection from these coral reefs in exchange for supplying phototropically fixed carbon as food source for the reef. Several species of dinoflagellates are toxic. For example, dense suspension of gonulate cells called red tides due to the red colored pigment of these organisms can form in water and typically polluted coastal waters. Such blooms are often associated with fish kills and poisoning in humans following consumption of mussels that have accumulated Gonia Ulax through filter feeding process. Toxicity results from a potent neurotoxin that can cause a condition called paralytic shellfish poisoning. The symptoms include numbness of the lips, dizziness, and difficulty in breathing. The death can result from respiratory failure. Epicomplexans are obligate parasites that cause severe human disease such as malaria, Plasmodium species, toxoplasmosis, toxoplasma, and coccidiosis, Emeria. These organisms are characterized by non-motile adult stages and nutrients are taken up in soluble form across the cytoplasmic membrane as in bacteria and fungi. Stymenopiles, key genera is Phytophthora, Mysticea, Dinobiron. They include both chemoorganotropes and phototropic organisms. Member of this group bears flagella with many short hair-like extensions, and this morphological feature gives the group its name. The stamen in Latin means like straw, and pilus means hair. The diatoms, Umycetes, and golden algae are the major stymenopiles. These includes over 200 genera of unicellular phototrophic microbial eukaryotes and are major components of planktonic, that is suspended phytoplankton microbial community in marine and freshwater. Diatoms characteristically produce a cell wall made of silica to which protein and polysaccharides are added. The wall, which protects the cell against predation, exhibits widely different shapes in different species and can be highly ornate. The external structure formed by this wall is called as a fustule. This external structure often remains after the cell dies and the organic matter has disappeared. Diatom fustules typically show morphological symmetry. Because the diatom fustules, which are composed mainly of silica, are resistant to decay, these structures can remain intact for long periods of time and often sink and remain in the sediments for millions of years. Diatom fustules constitute some of the best unicellular eukaryotic fossils known, and from dating this excellent fossil record, it can be seen that diatoms first appeared on Earth relatively recently, about 200 million years ago. Umicites. The umicites or egg fungi are also called water mold. They were previously grouped with fungus based on their filamentous growth and the presence of senocytic, that is multinucleated hypha. They also showed morphological traits which is senocytic hypha similar to the fungus and thus were grouped that way. Their life cycle, unlike that of many fungi, includes a diploid, asexually reproducing phase and a diploid, sexually reproducing phase. Phylogenetically, however, the umicites are distinct from fungi and are closely related to other straminobites. Umicites differ from fungi in other fundamental ways as well. For example, the cell walls of umicites are typically made of cellulose, not chitin, as they are in fungi. And they have flagellated cells which are lacking in all but a few fungi. Moreover, the diploid phase is dominant in umicites, whereas it is reduced in most fungi. Nonetheless, umicites are ecologically similar to fungi in that they grow a mass of hypha decomposing dead plants and animal material in aquatic habitats. Umicites have a major impact on human society. The Phytophthora infestans, which is an umicity, causes late blight of disease in potato. In the 17th century, this contributed to a massive famine in Ireland. These famines they led to the death of millions of Irish and to the migration of at least a million more to the United States, Australia, Canada, and other countries. Golden algae, also called as chrysophytes, are primarily unicellular marines and freshwater phototrophs. Some species are chemoorganotrophs and they feed by either phagocytosis or by transporting soluble organic compounds across the cytoplasmic membrane. Some golden algae, such as Dinobryon, which are found in fresh water, are colonial. Most golden algae are unicellular and motile by the activity of two flagella of unequal length. Golden algae are so named because of their golden brown color. This is due to chloroplast pigments dominated by the brown colored carotenoid fucoxanthin. Also, the major chlorophyll pigment in golden algae is chlorophyll C rather than chlorophyll A. and they lack phycobiloproteins present in red algal chloroplast. Cells of the unicellular golden alga, Ochromonas, is the best studied genus of this group, having only one or two chloroplasts. Radiolarans are distinguished from other protists by their thread-like cytoplasmic extrusions, that is pseudopodia, by which they move and feed. They are mostly marine, heterotrophic organisms and have thread-like pseudopodia. The name radiolaran comes from the radial symmetry of their tests, which generally are made of silica and exist in one fused piece. The tests of marine radiolarans settle to the ocean floor when the cell dies and can build up over time into thick layers of decaying cell material. Amoebosa. The key genera includes Amoeba, Entamoeba, Physarum, and Dictyostelium. They are a diverse group of terrestrial and aquatic protists that use lobe-shaped pseudopodia for movement and feeding. The major group of amoebosa are the Gymamoebosa and Entamoebos, and the plasmodial and cellular slime molds. Gymnamoebas and Entamoebas. The gymnamoebas are free-living protists that inhabit aquatic and soil environments. They use pseudopodia to move by a process called amoebic movement. And feed by phagocytosis on bacteria, other protists, and organic material. Amoeboid movement results from streaming of the cytoplasm as it flows forward at the less contracted and viscous cell tips, taking the path of least resistance. Cytoplasmic streaming is facilitated by microfilaments which exist in a thin layer just beneath the cytoplasmic membrane. Amoeba is a common freshwater genus often present in pond waters with species varying in size from 15 micrometer in diameter, which is clearly microscopic, to over 750 micrometers, which are visible with the naked eyes. Entamoebas are parasites of vertebrates and invertebrates. Their usual habitat is the oral cavity or intestinal tracts of animals. Entamoeba histolytica is pathogenic in humans and can cause amoebic dysentery, which is an ulceration of the intestinal tract that results in a bloody diarrhea. This parasite forms cysts that are transmitted from person to person by fecal contamination of water, food, and eating utensils. Slime molds were previously grouped with fungi since they undergo a similar life cycle and produce fruiting bodies with spores for dispersal. A protist, however, slime molds are motile and can move across a solid surface fairly quickly. Phylogenetic analysis placed the slime molds in the amoebozoa. They appear to be descended from gymnamoebas. The slime molds are divided into two groups. Plasmodial slime molds are also called acellular slime molds, whose vegetative forms are masses of protoplasm of indefinite size and shape called plasmodia, and cellular slime molds, whose vegetative forms are single amoebas. Slime molds live primarily on decaying plant matter such as leaf litter, logs, and soil. Their food consists mainly of microorganisms, especially bacteria, which they ingest by phagocytosis. They can maintain themselves in a vegetative state for long periods, but eventually form differentiated spore-like structures that can remain dormant and then germinate into active amoeboid state.